And I'm sure you've already sat down and you're ready for us to go ahead with the program today. Your views and comments are always welcome via social media. Just go to Joy News on TV on Twitter, add the hashtag The Pulse to your comments, and I'll read your comments in the course of the program. On Facebook as well, you can find us. Just search for Joy News on Facebook, drop your comment, and we'll share the rest of your thoughts with the world. Now, 7 days, that's how long the military high command wants to see conclusion to investigations into the alleged brutality of a 16-year-old by some soldiers in the northern region. The Chief of Defense Staff this morning dispatched officers at our offices here at Kokomlemle as host of the Super Morning Show on Joy FM. Kojo Yankson interviewed the brother of the victim, who is now unable to speak coherently. The boy was taken in an ambulance to the 37 Military Hospital for further treatment. Listen to why and how the military officers beat up the innocent boy on suspicion that he had stolen their Techno mobile phone. MFR Ewenamatiamo Eli spoke to his brother.
Of April in the morning, he took motorbike to the old airport to fetch water. He fetched the water. When he was about to go, the soldier asked him, they kept his phone on a table and the phone was no more there. They asked him, he said he was not the one taking the phone. So they searched him, they didn't get the phone with him.
Did he tell you this, or another person saw all of this happening and told you about it?
It's the sister who told me.
Is the sister? Was the sister there?
Yes.
She saw everything happen?
She saw everything. On the process of beating, she ran to the place and asked by then, my brother can talk by then. He was being beaten from 9 to 2. That he was sent inside to the room, that they are going to kill him. Then my sister ran to the police station to give a report. After the report...
Which was around 9 in the morning?
In the morning to 2:30.
At what point did they start beating him, and for what reason?
They called him, when he sent the water home, they called him back. And they asked him again, and he said he's not the one taken. So they seized the motor. When they seized the motor, he said the motor doesn't belong to him. They inflict the tires in the front and the back all. And they said the motor doesn't belong to him. He begged them they should give the motor to him to go and give the owner. And they started beating him.
Okay, so the situation here is that Christopher is unable to talk coherently now, and he can't also really move about. He can't walk. That's how come his elder brother Richard is talking for him, explaining what actually happened on the 4th of April. This is actually Christopher's account to Richard on the day of the incident, and that's what he's narrating to us. So continue.
So he was admitted in the hospital for 5 days. And
which hospital?
God is on the paper.
It's on the paper. So the day the thing happened, was he able to move? Was he able to come home? Was he?
No, they didn't allow him to come. They handcuffed him against a mango tree. So from there, he was sent to the Kamina.
How long was he at the old airport when he was hanged around the mango tree?
From 9 to 2:30, I'm talking of.
In the afternoon?
Yes. That was the time the sister rushed to the police station to report, and the police came in.
So all this while your sister was with him?
With my mother there.
At the place?
At the place where the guy was beaten.
Okay. Trying to get him released or what?
Yes, my mother will get to the place and they'll use their leg to boot my mother and things all. Okay. So he was admitted in the Kamina military hospital.
At what point did they take him out of the airport or from the mango tree and took him to the hospital?
From the report, from that 2:30, they took him to the military police
station.
Okay. From the police station, they took him to hospital. The police people asked them to take him to hospital. Were
you given a police report to take him to, medical report?
Yes.
Okay, then you took him to which hospital?
The military hospital in Kamina there.
And it's already difficult looking at the kind of injuries that Christopher had to endure at the hands of these men. Well, the Chief of Staff at the Ghana Armed Forces, Brigadier General Samson Kujo Adeti, led the military delegation to Joy FM today to convey the boy to the hospital. And he says the officers responsible for the beatings will be handed over to the police for prosecution.
Because the unit or the armed forces will not sanction such treatment to anybody. And so anybody who gets himself involved in such a situation will have to be dealt with according to the laws of the state.
But these are young men perpetrating such acts.
You know, you see, with excesses, they come. There's a lot of youthful exuberance everywhere, but gradually we know when some people are used as examples, the message that they are always being told, they will understand it better. They will understand the message better. And so in this case, the police is handling it. We are also doing our investigations to see the culpability of the personnel involved. So once the criminal aspect is dealt with, then we also deal with them according to our...
So no, you make it look like it's an isolated case, but we've heard on more than, you know, it's not happening once or twice or three times.
It's not that it's an isolated case. It is not an isolated case, but the circumstances surrounding each case can be taken separately.
So let's look at this issue now.
Yes.
So these persons that perpetrated this action, where are they now? Are they still at post?
No, they are. My last information indicated that they are with the police.
They are with the police,
yes.
Assisting with investigations.
Yes.
When was that? When were they taken to the police?
Either this morning or yesterday. Because yesterday they were in the guard room. Once this thing got to our attention, they were put in the guard room for us to start our own investigations. And it has a criminal component, and that is how we brought the police also in, for them to deal with it as a criminal matter.
So in such instances, when you investigate, what next? What happens?
Once it's a criminal issue, whatever response or report the police bring is what, if there's a need for them to be sent to court, they'll be sent to court. And what the court says, that is final. And then when they finish with the court case, then when they come back, then we will also deal with them according to our regulations.
And in dealing with them according to regulations, what happens to them?
Yeah, it depends. You don't.
So for a situation like this,
no, I can't sit here and say that for this situation, this is what will happen.
What are the likely sanctions then?
No, I can't give likely sanctions, but depending on the outcome of whatever investigations that will be done, what recommendations the board will make, then we'll take an action.
Right, so that's the Director of Public Relations at the Ghana Armed Forces, Colonel Agri, speaking to my colleague Kwabena Chechenhineboating this morning after they sent Christopher to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for medical attention. Now, we know already that for this case that happened in Tamale in the Northern Region, the family reported the case to the Northern Regional Police Command for investigations. Let's find out what work has been done by the police in the Northern Region. We can speak now to the Public Relations Officer, ASP Ebenezer Tete. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon.
Now, has the case of this 16-year-old boy being brutalized by the military been reported to your outfit?
Yes, we are handling this case.
Okay. Now, what does your outfit know about this case in point?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. That was on the 1st of April. I was in office. Actually, I was in office when the sister of this boy in question came to my office. He came to the office to narrate a story to me. So I quickly acted on the information and took her personally to the regional criminal investigation department, and we quickly told officers there. So it was based on that. Subsequently, the boy was brought to the Lamashegu police station. So that was why I was saying that the family members who are alleging that the police took no action, probably they don't know, especially the one who was making those allegations, does not know what he was talking about. The matter was reported at the Lamashegu police station at about 3 p.m. The boy we were told was arrested by the soldier or the soldiers at about 9 a.m. And the allegation was that he has come to the place. They actually came to the place to fetch water. And subsequently, a phone of a soldier got missing. So they suspected him, and he was arrested, and he was assaulted. And the sister rushed to the police station. They met me in the office and narrated, and I took her to the regional CID as I was narrating. So Subsequently, the boy was brought to the Lamasogu police station, and when we saw his condition, we quickly, instructed the people who brought him to the police station that he should be taken to the hospital for treatment first. So they took him to the Kamina or the CBN clinic where he was treated, and then subsequently we took a caution statement from him and then granted him police inquiry day. It was subsequently that we heard that he's been taken to the Sawam first, and then subsequently we heard this one that he was in Accra. And also the military authorities handed over the military man in question to us, and we took a caution statement from him. And because it's a bailable offense, we bail him, and we asked him to report periodically.
Okay.
And that is where we have gotten to now. Because we have taken a statement from the boy as a suspect, he has to give us a statement as a complainant because he was a suspect in the first case. He has turned a complainant subsequently in the assault case against the military officer. So he has to give us a statement, which has not been done yet. So until all those things are done and we are finished with our investigation, the matter will continue to be an investigation. So when we finish our investigation, the next step will be to, if we have gathered enough evidence against the military officer, to charge him and arraign him before court. I'm happy the military officer who spoke was saying that they will hand him over to the police for the police to pursue the criminal aspect while they handle him administratively.
Okay, yes, in fact, the man who spoke to us, I'm talking about Colonel Agrikwashi, mentioned that the men are actually in your custody. Is that what it is now?
Please, the question again.
I'm saying that Colonel Agrikwashi told us here on the program that the two soldiers in question, the officers who beat up the boy, are in your custody. Can you confirm that?
They are on bail.
They are on bail. Both of them are on bail.
Exactly.
So two soldiers came and wrote their statements for you?
We have taken statements from, yes, from soldiers, yes.
From two soldiers, okay. In their statement, did they explain why they had to beat up the boy?
Francis, this is clearly to extract a confession from the boy, and nothing far from that. It is to extract a confession from him because the boy denied, stealing the mobile phone. So what they were doing was basically to extract a confession from him.
Okay, so for the military, the two soldiers, their account was that they had to beat this boy up for more than 5 hours just so he can admit that he actually stole the phone.
Yes, that is the narration. So yes, we have taken a statement and we are building a docket. When we get to the stage where we have to prepare charges against them, we'll do so without any fear or favor, ill will or affection.
Okay, all right. Good assurance, sir. But I just have one more question. Is this the first case of its kind you're getting from the military in the region beating up civilians?
Just like the police, in the military, we also have a bad luck. This is not the first time. There have been instances where cases of such nature have come to our notice, yeah.
In the past 1 year, how many cases like that have you received?
What readily comes to mind is a case that happened in Bunkugu, and that's even the state attorney has advised that the soldier in question should be charged, and we have complied accordingly. That was a case involving somebody who was shot at Bunkugu. Okay,
and so for that case in point, the police are preparing to arraign him before court, I guess?
Yeah, the state attorney, we forwarded the docket to the law office for legal advice. The advice has come that we should charge him for murder, and we will comply.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your time, ASP Ebenezer Tete. He is the Northern Regional Public Relations Officer for the Northern Regional Police Command. Interesting details he gives as to, for the past 1 year, there have been a number of incidents like this where military men have beaten up civilians on one thing or another. The case he mentioned in Bunkrugu is one I vividly remember, when a civilian was shot after curfew hours. He was not supposed to be in the area, beaten up and later was shot. Now he's given us the update that we should expect him in court. Let's see how that case pans as against what we're learning today of this 16-year-old boy who had to endure more than 5 hours of beating at the hands of military men. We're still staying with the Ghana Armed Forces because they say it has not concluded its investigations into the shooting incident involving its personnel at the Kaswa Millennium City last year. One person died when they shot at 3 people during a demolition exercise by the 21st Century Construction Company. The military insists a Joy News report suggesting they have exonerated their personnel is untrue. We'll hear from them shortly, but first let's bring you a playback of the story which prompted this response from the military.
One will tell me that the soldiers just saw the people and just fired into them.
I can't tell.
You see, that is why I don't want us to drag this issue that much.
But again, why?
Because this issue is.
We'll come back and interrogate the story a bit more. Sorry for that mishap. We'll come back and bring you that report and get more details on this story and the response from the military we had today on that particular story. Stay with us here on The Pulse. We'll be right back.